U.S. President Donald Trump arrived in Beijing on Wednesday for major talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping focused on the Iran conflict, trade relations, Taiwan, energy security, and economic cooperation. China welcomed Trump with a grand state reception after Air Force One landed in the capital. A red carpet stretched across the airport tarmac as Trump waved, pumped his fist, and walked down the aircraft stairs, before greeting senior Chinese officials, including Vice President Han Zheng and Vice Foreign Minister Ma Jiaoxu. Trump traveled with his son, Eric Trump, daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, and several top American business leaders, including Tesla CEO Elon Musk, NVIDIA chief Jensen Huang, Apple CEO Tim Cook, and BlackRock chairman Larry Fink. Senior U.S. officials on the trip included Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. The welcoming ceremony featured a military honor guard, a military band, and hundreds of young Chinese students waving Chinese and American flags, while chanting greetings. Trump later traveled through Beijing in his presidential limousine before formal talks began on Thursday. Chinese President Xi Jinping officially welcomed Trump outside the Great Hall of the People in central Beijing. Soldiers lined the venue while a 21-gun salute and both national anthems marked the ceremony. Trump and Xi walked together along the red carpet and inspected rows of honor guards as children waved bouquets and mini flags nearby. Trump and Xi immediately entered the Great Hall of the People to conduct their formal summit and bilateral talks. "The whole world is watching our meeting," Xi said during opening remarks. He added that global changes were accelerating and described the international situation as fluid and turbulent. Trump called the meeting an honor and praised his relationship with Xi. "We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out," Trump said. "Whenever we had a problem, we worked it out very quickly."
You and I have known each other now for a long time. In fact, the longest relationship of our two countries that any president has had. And that's, to me, an honor. We've had a fantastic relationship. We've gotten along. When there were difficulties, we worked it out. I would call you and you would call me, and whenever we had a problem, people don't know, whenever we had a problem, we worked it out very quickly. We're going to have a fantastic future together. Such respect for China, the job you've done. You're a great leader. I say it to everybody, you're a great leader. So I really look very much forward to our discussion. It's a big discussion. There are those that say this is maybe the biggest summit ever. They can never remember anything like it. But it's an honor to be with you. It's an honor to be your friend. And the relationship between China and the USA is going to be better than ever before. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Both leaders held closed-door summit talks covering trade, investment, Iran, Taiwan, energy supplies, and fentanyl trafficking. Statements released afterward showed both countries agreed that Iran can never have a nuclear weapon, and stressed that the Strait of Hormuz must remain open to protect global energy flows. Xi also repeated China's opposition to any militarization of the strait, and he expressed interest in purchasing more American oil to reduce China's dependence on the strait in the future. He warned that Taiwan remains the most sensitive issue in China-US relations. If it is handled properly, the bilateral relationship will enjoy overall stability, Xi said. Otherwise, the two countries will have clashes and even conflicts. China claims Taiwan as part of its territory, while Taiwan's government maintains that the self-governing island of 23 million people is a sovereign state. The issue remains one of the most sensitive topics in China-US relations. During the visit, Trump toured Beijing's historic Temple of Heaven with Xi. The Chinese leader explained the site's importance in Chinese history, where Chinese rulers once prayed for prosperity, harmony, and successful harvests. It reflects the traditional Chinese concept that the people are the foundation of a state, Xi said. Trump praised the more than 600-year-old landmark, calling it great and incredible. China's beautiful, Trump told Xi. On Thursday evening, China hosted a lavish state banquet inside the Great Hall of the People. Guests were served dishes including Beijing lobster soup, roast duck, crispy beef ribs, and traditional desserts. In his banquet speech, Xi described the trip as a historic visit and said China's national rejuvenation and Trump's "Make America Great Again" vision can go hand in hand. Trump responded by thanking China for what he called a magnificent welcome like no other, before inviting Xi and his wife Peng Liyuan to visit the White House on 24 September. On the final day of the visit, Xi hosted Trump at Zhongnanhai, the highly guarded leadership compound that serves as the center of China's political power. Few foreign leaders have ever entered the historic complex. The two leaders walked through the compound's gardens before holding tea talks and a working lunch. "These are the most beautiful roses anyone's ever seen," Trump said while admiring the gardens. Xi said he chose Zhongnanhai to reciprocate the hospitality Trump showed him during previous meetings in the United States. Before leaving Beijing, Trump again stressed that both countries wanted stability in the Middle East. "We do not want Iran to have a nuclear weapon. We want the straits open," Trump said. Trump departed Beijing on Friday after concluding 2 days of high-level meetings with Xi that covered Iran, Taiwan, trade, oil, investment, and Boeing aircraft sales. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi attended the farewell ceremony as soldiers stood in formation and students waved the flags of both countries beside Air Force One. Trump's visit ended with both leaders promising stronger communication and continued talks on trade, global security, and economic cooperation, despite ongoing tensions over Taiwan and other key issues. That's all for now from Global Pulse Unplugged. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.